Hello everybody, Average Gamer here. Welcome to um basically what is a review. Um this review, oh interesting. I actually did not even notice that this was an option. Anyway, sorry. Welcome to a review of Transport Fever. Now, Transport Fever, if you haven't played it before, is basically like a like almost like a railroad tycoon slash um metro simulator, business simulator slash business simulator itself. Basically what happens is that you take the reins of a business, initially starting with nothing on the map, and build up your business from there, using transport. So you can transport people and commodities. As you can see, there's different types of commodities all over the place. This is the biggest map in the game. It's a 1-to-1 scale. Really big, really huge. And the way you basically conquer this world is through, we'll zoom in here. Now I'm in the 1900s, so a lot of stuff is not modern, quote unquote, yet, but with things such as horse and buggy. I have a train around here somewhere, don't I? No, no train. By train. Right here, boom. With people. And also by, zoom in here close. Boom. By car. As time progresses, if you pick the initial start, your technology slowly unlocks as time progresses. What you do is you transport these goods and make money. Like so. It gives you a breakdown of all your expenditure and income. It simulates the whole business aspect very, very well in regards to showing you where you're making money, where you're losing money, how to optimize. Or it gives you the best options, we'll say, to optimize. You can even bring up your routes here. And it shows you which ones are making money, which ones are losing money. Right now I'm losing massive amounts of money on these two because I just set them up. And it also shows you overall each and every single unit. So in this case we got road vehicles, which are these things here. If I set it up properly. So all these things here are basically buses. You can see I'm losing money on 3 buses right now, all on line 19. And that tells me right here, well, look at that. Line 19 is currently losing $11.8 thousand, and it's been running for 5 years. It's because it's just up and running. It's just getting going. And line 31 is 10 months old, and I'm running $51,000 and $300 in the whole. But that's going to be changing shortly as well. So this shows you all the different ways that you can maximize and minimize your expenditure. I really like it. I like the fact that it shows you everything down to which ones are losing money, which ones are getting money. You can even, we hit this button here. Now we're going to go into all the good stuff first. These are all our stations. If we hit this button here, it shows you every station has certain things in it. These ones have cargo. There's nothing there. These ones all have passengers. There's people waiting. And it shows you every single location and also the amount, which is really good. If we also close out all of this, you also bring the populations of different towns, so you know if you want to expand, for example, where to expand to, how many shopping facilities and how many jobs there are, and things like that. Ooh. Oh, this town here has pretty much the best economy going. You also bring up industry. So for example, when you want to get into what I say is the early game, which is mostly industry, people is usually the secondary part of this game. But you can see here, everything here creates wood, everything here creates coal. I believe this is iron ore. Yep. We got stone, grain and cattle, oil. And then over here it shows you if you go to, for example, the Headford Steel Mill, which is all the way over here. click this just to go there. Here it is. It takes iron and coal and creates iron and slag. You're probably looking at going, well, what takes slag? Well, if we scroll down here a little bit, that slag, which is a byproduct of this location, and in conjunction with rock, which is up here, we can create ourselves bricks. Bricks are then used in towns, for example. You can click the name of a town, like our primary town here of Crowley, and it tells you right here. Right now, we're at 34% line usage for our guys running around town. We need 1,000 of machine tools. Don't have enough. We need 1,000 food. We only have 864 food right now. We need 1,000 goods. We're at 0 goods right now. Same with construction material and machines. And fuel is pretty good. We're at 300 of 900. So you can actually maximize these and help the town grow, which is really good. And I like how it affects things like that. It's pretty good in regards to those aspects. Designing, working on things, it's really easy. It's a lot of click and drag for rails and roads. For example, you want to build a road. You just go, I want to go here. I want to go like so. Done. You can lower it, raise it, do pretty much anything you want with it. Really good in my eyes, the way it's been designed and the way it's set up. It's all intuitive, click and drag. It's pretty good. Bad things about this game. First one's optimization. The game, like even now where I want to say mid-game, where I've got, a railroad going over here. For example, I've got some farms here supplying cattle and grain to this location and to this location. The cattle and grain go here and get processed into food, and the food then, boom, goes into town. Or the cattle and grain get shipped out to over here, or over here, and get turned into food and then go into town. So overall, not bad with the way that is. A couple things that I wish it showed you a little bit better was just how much, instead of having to just click on that. I've actually just learned this recently as to what, all this stuff, but needless to say. So that is that. Bad things. Optimization. As you start getting a lot of things built up, the frame rate goes down pretty bad. It actually can get pretty bad to the point where you end up having to stop after a couple of hours of play sometimes. I don't want to say it's like a memory leak, but it's definitely the more things you have running, you pretty much have to close at the game. Once a year when it goes into the save file or the auto save, the game freezes for a minute or so and unlocks whatever vehicle it's going to be unlocking for that year, or just does the save and that's it. But the whole game freezes, which I don't like. So you end up having to turn that feature off. One of the bad things is also here, if you look, it saves a lot of auto saves. Almost too many in my eyes, because it does it constantly. The only way to turn it off is actually in the menu settings, so that's another bad thing. The AI at times can be kind of stupid. For example, this is all new. People will stand and wait, or will walk past this bus stop, even though it's empty, all the way down this street, and then wait here, even though this is empty and there's no one waiting. Right now there is 8 people waiting. That's enough for one buggy. I think we got one right there, one right there, one right there. Not a big fan of that. The AI, sometimes the people, the way they move doesn't quite make sense. Like the people in this area here, I've noticed they'll walk up to this one here, because everything in this area here, region that's in white, is covered by this bus stop. If you put a second one in there, it seems to kind of screw them up a little bit and make them a little confused. But yeah, so you can actually follow people as well. So this person is person 107605. When you follow this person, it's very strange. So they're going home right now. Their home is a residential building. It has 8 residents. Right now, no one's employed, and the house is worth $200 for every square meter. There's the overall count of shopping facilities and jobs within their region, and this is their quality of life and the quality of their environment. Overall, I would say I give this game a 7 out of 10. The main reason why is because you're supposed to have 4 major groups of transport. Trains, we'll say automobiles / carriages, because it's carriages for the first little bit, and then it's all trucks and stuff like that after the fact. Planes, which I should be unlocking momentarily. And then boats. Now, I've left the boats and the trains out of it just for now because they're pretty simple. Basically, plop down in an airport and say, I want the airplane to fly from Hertford to Crawley. And that's it. The airplane just flies back and forth and carries people, which is pretty good. Boats do the same thing. You build a port, it goes up and down the river. No big deal, right? I have found in this game that boats almost useless. I have not found a good purpose for them yet, to be honest with you. I've gotten to the point on multiple occasions where I'll just sit there and look at it and go, you know what? There's no purpose for this boat. Right now I've got a boat carrying oil from this location to this location to then get fuel from here and then bring the fuel into town. To be 100% honest, I have found no purpose for boats. They're kind of a gimmick that it was kind of feels like it was kind of pushed in, penciled in a little bit. I was like, oh my god, we added planes. Why don't we add boats? Now, boats I find are also really expensive, and they don't really have a purpose other than to carry cargo and people. Like trains. It's like, well, I'll build a train because the train can go just from A to B in a straight line, right? I can build a train line from Crawley to Teaganmouth or whatever. Straight line almost. Like you can see it. It goes like so. It's faster, and it can carry as much, if not more. So I find that boats are kind of redundant in this game. Plus two, the game doesn't really set up, like if you look at this map, for example, there's this huge section right here where there is no water. So it's kind of useless. Kind of wish there was more of an in-game purpose. If there was, for example, the ability to change when you set up a free game, how much water there was on the map. So say, for example, instead of having 4 large areas, and then a smaller area here and another one little here, what if they had an area where, for example, you had the Brampton, it's north of Toronto, or west of Toronto. If they had the ability to change the amount of hills, which they do, there's hilly, medium hills, and then flat. This right now is a flat map, if it makes you think, right? I mean, look at that. That's not flat. That's not even close to being flat. But if there was the ability to scale, so scale mountains, scale hills, scale water. So instead of it being a little bit of river, why not have it so that there's multiple different islands with like 2 or 3 towns? Steam Workshop, there's a couple people that have made towns, and with islands, sorry. I've actually gone in and destroyed all the bridges connecting each one. So it forces me to use boats and airplanes, which was fun to a certain point. But, hedging yourself in and forcing yourself to do it kind of sucked. The ability not to be able to bulldoze or build industry kind of sucks, or even purchase industry. I had to get a mod in that actually allows me to build industry. Like this here, I built these 2 and this. Not this, though. So, kind of wish there was ability to, in-game purchase the actual places that produce resources, and also have the ability to demolish them. Because if they're in a bad spot where you want the town to expand to, well, there you go, right? Like, for example, if I wanted to build an airport, say right here, it would take out this farm field, which I don't have the ability to right now. But want to build something here, it would just say, well, you can't because this quarry is right here, so you can't do that. So it's a bit of a difficult little thing to do. But yeah, so that is my review of Transport Fever. Like I said, 7 out of 10. Very nice game. If you like the whole business simulator / railroad tycoon / well, obviously the predecessor to this, Train Fever. I know there's a cities, like a Metro City game that you control metro systems, like buses and subways and all that stuff. You might like this game. You can go and just do people moving, which is usually what I do at the beginning of the game, is just people move. Or you can do the business part of the game. It's overall, I have to admit, very, very fun game to play. It can be very fun, very, very fun. Like I said, a couple problems. Performance is, in my eyes, the big one, where performance does take a bit of a nosedive. I'm running a GTA 1070, and I even come into frame rate issues now and then, and performance issues when a lot of things are running, which we're going to do. I'm going to turn it on, and right now, as you can see, it's okay to a point, but after a while, it will get a little janky. Zoomed out, like right here, as far as I can go, not a big deal. If you go right where there's a lot of stuff, there's a little bit of a frame rate drop right there. Yeah, there's a little guys running around picking up stuff. But anyways, thanks for watching. See you next time. If you want me to do any other, we'll say, reviews of any other games, give me a shout. Leave a comment. If you like the review, if you have any comments or opinions of the game, leave them in the comments. If you haven't already, I'm Average Gamer. Subscribe to the channel, like the video. See you next time. Bye-bye.